I took a night shift security job for a tunnel that doesn't exist on any map because the pay was insane and the work sounded easy. And I didn't realize until much later that the job wasn't about watching the tunnel. It was about making sure I never looked too closely at myself. I got hired as a night shift security guard for something called Site 9, which was a service tunnel cut straight into the side of a mountain far away from any town. And the whole thing felt strange from the start because there was no company name, no website, and no real interview, just a time and a location. And when I arrived, my supervisor, Miller, looked like a man who had aged without sleeping, and he handed me a laminated rule sheet and told me very clearly that the rules were not suggestions, and that if a rule said sit, then I sit, and if it said don't look, then I don't look. And I laughed it off until I actually read them and saw things that made no sense, like being told not to talk to drivers after 11 and to ignore scraping noises because concrete doesn't breathe, and to give a cigarette to a man in a yellow vest who would come out of the tunnel at exactly 2 and not to look at his hands. And then there was a rule about my reflection, smiling when I wasn't and standing in the rain if that happened. And even then I told myself it was just some messed up hazing ritual. So I sat alone in the booth, listening to wind until a black SUV pulled up to the gate after 11. And if you want to watch full video, then click here.